Beast. I'm here with my boy Jeremy. We're here to present you our NBA morning shoot around for Thursday, February 7th. If you're new to this channel, please make sure and click the subscribe button below. This way you can watch all of our NBA, NFL, and MLB videos. And if you haven't came and checked out our website here at dfscheatsheet.com, you're absolutely missing out. We have all the tools to help you compete with the pros day in and day out, including a complete optimizer, tons of content, daily Fanduel and Draftkings cash lineups. Hey, we're truly a one-stop shop for all your DFS needs. So make sure to check out the site, dfscheatsheet.com. Yo, what up, Jeremy?
Yo, what's up, man? What is up?
You know what is crazy? Like, I'm just looking at the beginning of the slate, this slate a little bit early, and I know that we don't have some Vegas lines on. Actually, we only have it on one game, but it's crazy because out of the 5 games that we don't have Vegas lines, it's really not even about injuries. It's more about every single one of those teams has a possibility to be making a trade pretty much tomorrow. You know what I mean?
The first game, the only guy that's there though that's not out is Conley.
You think Conley's staying?
No, I'm saying they've already ruled Gasol out, and we've talked about it. They think that they've been talking with Charlotte, so they've ruled him out. Obviously, for tomorrow, they don't think he's going to be there. The only guy that's not currently ruled out that's on the trading block is Mike Conley.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no. I get you. Even like the Lakers, something could go down there. Tomorrow's gonna be a crazy day. Just put like that. I think tomorrow there are gonna be some more trades, and I think there's gonna be like a lot of crazy value tomorrow, and it's gonna be a definite, stars or scrubs kind of night. That's kind of my first look looking into this. So hey, how'd you do tonight?
There's a reason why I play tournaments and cash at the same time.
Yeah, for sure.
I pretty much broke even thanks to my tournament entries.
Yeah, man, I did all right tonight. I made a couple of dollars. It was nothing, not the best night for sure. Blowouts all over the place. Bro, I just have a quick question, and we'll get started with this slate. Man, James Harden, bro, this dude, man, bro, he had like I think 32 points going into the fourth, 34 points going into the fourth. They had this guy playing 6 minutes of garbage time when they were up 30-something points just to try to get that 40-point mark for the night. Like, what do you think about that? Like, I just thought it was ridiculous. Like, the dude's legitly just passed the stat padding.
You know what? I defended James Harden when they played in Philadelphia, and Corey Brewer just absolutely molested him, and he kept getting offensive fouls called at him and really took him out of his game. But I'm so tired of Harden, dude. I'm tired of – I don't like – my thing is, I don't like fake tough guys. And Harden's not a tough guy. Let's be honest. He's a basketball player for one. And that beard ain't fooling nobody. Like, Harden ain't getting in no fight. He's not getting in no fights. And to watch him, like, the way he tries to punk people on the basketball court, and the league just lets him get away with it. We complained about it when they played the Lakers, and literally guys had their hands behind their back, and he's getting foul calls and going to the free throw line. Interesting stat, if you watch a Kings game tonight, Buddy Hield is their leading free throw. What do you want to say? Leading the team in free throw attempts. He has 256, and Harden has like 593. That is nuts.
Yeah.
That is nuts. So Harden gets fouled. He gets hit in the beard, right? And he throws a basketball at Frank Mason's feet. And there's no call on Harden. Like any other game in the league, a dude throws a ball at somebody else, they're going to team up and probably eject him.
Yeah, no.
I'm actually tired of Houston, and Houston, to me, over the course of the remainder of the season, I think they're going to become the villain in the West. I just don't like these guys. They got a bunch of guys like Austin Rivers thinks he's hard. Dude, you went to Duke and your daddy is an NBA player and coach. Like, you're not hard, bro. You're not hard.
You know what? Just to sum it all up for me with the whole Harden thing, I don't care what anybody says. Right now, Giannis is definitely my MVP if it was came down to it and the season was going to his team in first place. I think Giannis definitely is the MVP over Harden.
You know what, bro? Kobe punked him. Kobe's not even in the league. Kobe punked him and said they're not going to do anything in the playoffs with James Harden playing basketball like that. And James Harden didn't even defend it. He's like, yeah, Kobe's right.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. But hey, let's jump into this slate. We got a 6-game slate. Real quick before we do jump into it, if you guys don't mind, please take that quick second, click the like button down below for me. That helps me out. Really, really appreciate that. If you guys haven't, checked out the site and you want to, come play with these tools that you guys see on this video, hey man, check it out. We got a lot of really, really good stuff to help you out day in and day out. So yeah, man, let's just jump right into it. First game we're gonna go with, it is gonna be the Minnesota Timberwolves going into Orlando to face the Magic. This game we don't have an over under or a Vegas line. So let's just get started with what we know.
Hey, I'm gonna say what's up to Dwayne. Dwayne's up in here every night and he's active, man. Always making comments. What's up, Dwayne? Dwayne, I try to tell you to inbox me, man. Find a way to inbox me. I'm gonna talk to you real quick. I can't touch Memphis, bro. I can't.
No, we're in Minnesota and Orlando.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm still on Memphis over here. Minnesota, Orlando. Okay, so look. Taj Gibson duds 3.2 points the other night. 3.2 fantasy points, and he only drops like $400 in price. I'm not on Taj Gibson. This is probably a good comeback spot for him because they have Orlando has a really hard time rebounding the basketball, period. Tyus Jones out. Let's see what happens with the rest of this team. Jeff Teague's a game time decision. Let's see what happens here. But I think that the best play here is probably Andrew Wiggins and Jared Bayless in tournaments is still going to be a good play. He's a dud too the other night at a 5.9 price tag. Goes down $200. Let's see what happens here. The thing about Minnesota that has me worried is that we have to wait and see because all of the talk that I've seen is that they're very active right now trying to put a trade together, but nobody can figure out who the hell they're trying to trade. So I really want to wait and see. But if it remains as we see it here, you have to like Andrew Wiggins if Rose is out and if T gets ruled out.
Yeah, man. And then on the Magic side of things, I mean, I don't know. I think Vooch is going to stay. I don't think that they're going to trade him. His price tag came down a little bit, 9.6. I definitely think he's in play. Towns' defense doesn't scare me. If I had to go either with Vooch or Karl-Anthony Towns in this matchup, me personally, I would definitely go with Vucevic over Towns. Save the money. Aaron Gordon, 7,000. He's a fair price tag. I think the guy's a GPP play. DJ Augustin's actually been playing very well as well. 4,800. He's a guy that could get you 45 fantasy points. About 35 fantasy points, 6-7x. Nothing too exciting, but he's been playing well. And then the only other two guys I'm going to mention are the two shooting guards. You got Evan Fournier, the guy, he's coming off one of the best games in a little while, and he's starting to really pick it up a little bit. The minutes have been there for him. He's played at least 30 minutes in 5 straight games. And then you got to look at Terrence Ross. The guy's just shooting the ball very, very well right now. He's coming off a monster game as well. 40 fantasy points. It was on the price tag. I think the price tag is pretty much the same. So that's what it was, almost 7.5x. The guys, like I said, 2 of the past 3 games, he's got you at least 40 fantasy points. He's just been very consistent. They're giving him a lot of minutes off the bench. I think that Terrence Ross is a really, really, really good play on this slate. And I would prefer him over Fournier, but I think Fournier is going to be a low-on guy that you could look at. So for me, it's both of those guys. And then you can really look at Vucevic, Gordon, Augustin.
Terrence Ross was 5,000. He went up $500.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So it was about 7.5x, almost 8x on what he did for sure. Hey, that's great. Moving on to the next game. Next game we're going to go with, it is going to be the Los Angeles Clippers going into Indiana with the it's the Clippers going into Indiana to face the Pacers. This game we don't have an over under or a Vegas line yet. And then just in case you haven't heard, I just want to remind you guys that Los Angeles Clippers did trade away Tobias Harris and Boban to the 76ers. So there's some definite minutes that have opened up for the Clippers for sure. And yeah, man, go ahead and get us started with that.
I don't know what the Clippers are trying to do, man. What are they trying to do? I don't understand that at all. I don't get it. We'll see if Landry Shamet's going to play tomorrow. I think Landry Shamet, that could be an opportunity for him to actually really play because Patrick Beverley is more of a defender. They don't have a true point guard in this team. Gilgeous Alexander, I know, was a guy that they really liked as well. His price is way too high. 6,000 for Gilgeous Alexander is too much. Patrick Beverley at 5.1. okay, but I mean, I don't really want to get into any of their starters, to be honest with you. And Lou Williams at 8.2 is a very expensive, very expensive. That's not a give me price tag like you like to say. That's, we need 40, 48 fantasy points depending on the format. Indiana's a good basketball team, man, and I'm not sure that I can get real excited about playing Clippers here, especially not knowing where these new guys, if Shamet and Muscala are going to play. We don't know what a rotation is going to look like, so this is a hard one for me.
Yeah, man. And on the Pacers side of things, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not trying to take the easy way out, but I feel that you could really, you can just. I mean, I don't know what to do with Tyreke Evans. I think he is a good GPP player. I'm just gonna keep it simple. I think that all the Pacers starters are all fair prices, and I think that they're all in play against this Clipper team. And I would also throw in, Domantas Sabonis coming off the bench, maybe a little Corey Joseph. I mean, that's it. I definitely think all 7 of those guys are in play on this slate against the Clippers.
This is a wait and see too. I mean, look, with there's been rumors that Indiana may be trying to get Mike Conley as well, so there's kind of a wait and see with that. I mean, if Mike Conley's from the area and it would be a good fit for Mike Conley with Oladipo out. To me, the best play though is Turner. I think they don't have a center. The Clippers don't have a center. This is a good crush spot for Turner.
Yeah, but Young's been playing very well too. I like him a lot too at the power forward spot. Moving on. Next game we're going to go with is going to be the Toronto Raptors going into Atlanta to face the Hawks. This game, we don't have an over-under or Vegas line yet, neither on this one as well. And you were the one that said yesterday something about that they were trying to trade Lowry or something. Didn't you say that?
They offered Kyle – he addressed it today also. So they offered Kyle Lowry and Jonas Valanciunas for Mike Conley and Marc Gasol.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. He was probably feeling like, damn, they trying to do me like that.
Do not be surprised if Kyle Lowry moves tomorrow.
Really? That's bro,
crazy. Something. Look, I'm telling you, man. Look, we live in an era, bro, where people didn't grow up with the school of hard knocks, man, and that's why I get on these NBA players because they think they're so hard. They're such sissies, man. You look at the situation like the Lakers, a perfect example. It's a business, man. This is a business, but these dudes' feelings are so sensitive. Oh, you don't want me here. Now get me out of here. Kyle Lowry, man, you put him on the block on a team like that. They've done very well with or without Kyle Lowry. That's the thing. They've done very well with or without Kyle Lowry. So, is Mike Conley an upgrade? I don't know. He's probably a more unselfish player, but, I don't know if it's an upgrade. Kyle Lowry there's an issue with Kyle Lowry's back. That's for sure. There's an issue there. So, I wouldn't be surprised if he moves. I wouldn't. They've already dangled him out there, and now, the damage is kind of done, I guess you would say, right? Like,
yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, no, for sure.
We'll see. You have to absolutely love Ibaka and Siakam, going against Atlanta. I think it's a really good spot for both these guys. Kawhi as well. I mean, the thing about Atlanta is Atlanta's been playing basketball, and what I mean by that is they're staying in basketball games. They've actually had a couple of really nice wins recently as well. So I'm not saying they're going to beat the Raptors, but I'm saying that they could stay in it. They could stay in it. And if they do stay in it, then, I think Ibaka and Siakam turn up big. We'll see what happens with Kyle Lowry, whether he's traded, ruled out because of his back that they're talking about already. It's still an issue right now. We don't even have him as a projected starter yet because of the fact that he's, there's news about his back. So we'll see what happens here. Again, I hate to be, ambiguous and not give good information, but it's another wait and see situation.
Yeah, man, for sure. It's like tomorrow's going to be a crazy day. It's exciting, though, man. I'm just waiting for that notification for them to say that Anthony Davis went to the Lakers, bro. I'm praying for that notification tomorrow, man. But, so on the Hawks side of things, I mean, there's a couple guys you could really look at. First, I mean, I really like Trae Young, 7,100. The guy's been playing well. The guy has a green light. I mean, he can shoot the ball pretty much whenever he wants. 7,000 a fair price tag. We need about 35 for him to hit value. I like him a little bit more if Lowry was out because I think Lowry's a decent defender. But I definitely think he is in play. I mean, as you can see, the guy's been very consistent, dropping some dimes as well, averaging 31 fantasy points on the season. John Collins, man, this is a guy that, as much as I don't want to, talk about him, I have to. This guy, last game, he had 30 fantasy points at halftime. We had him in almost every single lineup we were playing that night. And I remember me and you were texting, and we're like, hell yeah, 30 at halftime. And this guy got like a cut or something and didn't come back in the game. Is that what it was?
He got popped in the mouth and his gum started bleeding. I don't know, man.
But
I'm in a bad mood tonight with these NBA players that they're not tough, man. You pop in the mouth and I'm bleeding a little bit and I'm done for the night.
So this guy 7.4. I mean, it's a very good price tag for him, and obviously we know the upside that he has. I definitely think he's in play. It is a tough matchup against Siakam and Ibaka, but I definitely think that he can have a good game in this spot. The guy's he's a baller playing well. Dwayne Dedman 5.5. I think he's a guy that you can also consider. GPPs. Outside of these past couple of games, I mean, he was playing very well and he was consistent. He was getting you 30 to 35 fantasy points. He has some upside on this price tag. That's 6x, almost 7x. So I think he's a GPP play. Prince. I think Prince is in play, and I mean that's really it. I'm not really too excited about the Hawks. I mean, the Hawks are going against the Raptors, who are one of the best defensive teams in the league. I definitely think this game could get out of hand quickly. So, I mean, for me, it's really just, I mean, you can look at Prince and Dedman, GPP. You can look at Collins and Young, possibly borderline GPP, maybe borderline cash, I would say. But that's really it. Just kind of those four guys for me.
Yeah. Look, 32 for Young and 39 for Collins last time they played, 60 for Kawhi. I mean, I think you're right. Those are kind of the three guys, Siakam and Ibaka, and move on.
Yeah, and the only other guy I would quickly just throw in there is Kent Bazemore. He's working his way back. He's only playing 16, 17 minutes. If he happens to sneak back in that starting rotation, because we know how high they are on that guy, and if he sneaks back in the starting rotation, or we hear that he's even going to play about 25 minutes at a 4.1 price tag, Kent Bazemore definitely has some massive upside. We know what he can do. So I think that's a really a little sneaky play that you can look at as well. Moving on to the next game. Next game we're going to go with is going to be the Memphis Grizzlies going into OKC to face the Thunder. Obviously, we were talking about all the trade talks surrounding this team, so we don't have an over-under or Vegas line. But go ahead and knock yourself out with that Memphis side of things, bro.
There's nothing to see here. I mean, there's nothing to see here. You could look at Justin Holiday if you want, 5.5. He can get you 30. He can get you 30. But, I mean, I'm not going to – 6.3 for Ivan Rabb tomorrow. I mean, that's a lot, man. I liked him as a value play, to give me 29, 30, 34 fantasy points as a value play. The dude was 82% owned. It was an obvious play for everybody. I just can't see everybody paying 6.3 for Ivan Rabb tomorrow, no matter how good the spot is. So, especially against, it's a Jeremy Grant and Steven Adams and Terrence Ferguson, very good defenders. Paul George, we know he's a very good defender. So this is a different team. It's a different defensive matchup. There's nothing. To me, the best play in this entire game is Dennis Schroeder, and I think that's kind of where you leave it.
Yeah, on the Thunder side of things, I mean, I like the obvious guys: Russell Westbrook, Paul George. I mean, the price tags are almost the same. Honestly, for me, if I had to choose between them, I mean, I usually always kind of side with Westbrook just because, I mean, the guy's getting a triple-double every night. He's not scoring the ball very well. And if he has one of those nights where he's shooting well and he can have a 70 to 80 fantasy point game. So I think that, with the very close price tags, I would go Westbrook, but I think they're both in play. So you got to start with those two guys. On a small slate, if there is a ton of value because of trades and etc., I think those guys will be a little bit higher owned. Steven Adams, 7,000, very, very fair price tag for him. You need 35 for him to hit value. He's averaging 31 on the season. He's one of those guys we always talk about. He's a big guy that actually gets minutes. This guy will play 35, 36 minutes in a game. He does have some upside. Definitely think he gives you a solid floor. And Grizzlies are going to be without Marc Gasol. I mean, Ivan Rabb, he's going to start at center. He's not a super big guy, and Steven Adams could definitely kind of bully him, get him out the way a little bit. And then the last guy is the guy that you mentioned. You got Dennis Schroeder, 5.2. He continues to be consistent. The price tag does not go up. All you need for value is 26. And I mean, look what the guy's done. He's got you at least 24 and 5 straight, so he's giving you a good floor. He has 40 fantasy point upside. We know that as well. And the cool thing is, even though he comes off the bench, he plays in critical minutes in the game, and that's what you want. So I think that those are really the 4 guys that I'm gonna look at. I'm not really into the Grant or Ferguson on the actual fantasy things.
Jeremy Grant is one of the best plays in DFS this year. The guy's having a career year, and at 5.9, at 6.1 the other night, I think he went for 38. So Jeremy Grant is absolutely in play. He's a much better player than Ivan Rabb and Jaren Jackson Jr. He just is. He's a better player than these guys. I did Memphis a little bit of injustice. Gasol is out. Garrett Temple's doubtful. Kyle Anderson is questionable once again. Noah questionable once again. JaMychal Green questionable once again. If all of these guys happen to be out, and even throw in Mike Conley being traded, there's 2 guys that I will recommend to you. One of them is Washburn, and then obviously Shelvin Mack will become the chalkiest player on the entire slate if Mike Conley gets traded and he's not there. So I just want to make sure I do my due diligence and I throw that in there. You should also take a look at Terrence Ferguson's game log. The guy puts up really good numbers, and he's a guy that if Memphis trades their whole franchise away, he'll get run and he'll get a lot of rebounds and he'll knock down some threes. Schroeder and Ferguson, to me, the best 2 plays in Oklahoma City, bro. I don't know how you could justify playing, especially if Conley gets dealt with Gasol already out. I don't know how you play Westbrook in this spot. Paul George I could see because of the upside with the steals and all that stuff, but I just can't see playing for Westbrook tomorrow against this Memphis team.
Yeah, I mean, I can get behind Jeremiah Grant. I definitely think, guy's playing a lot of minutes. He fills up the stat sheet. He's a guy that I definitely could get behind. Ferguson, I'm not really interested in, but I do think that the Grant is a really, really good call. Moving on, next game we're going to go with it is going to be the Los Angeles Lakers going into Boston to face the Celtics. This game has we don't have an over-under or Vegas line on this one yet. Well, I mean, obviously there's a lot of news swirling around the Lakers tomorrow. And real quick before we jump into the game, I mean, do you think anything's going to happen with the Lakers tomorrow or no?
I don't know. Maybe our information knows more than everybody else does, because I'm looking at what we have for the Lakers roster tomorrow, and we have no players. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's smarter than we are. I don't know what's going on, but we have no players for the Lakers. I have no idea what's going on with that. We'll have to get with our programmers and see if they're smarter.
You can go to the optimizer though, and it has the players.
No, I'm with you. I'm just making a joke about I don't know why we have no Lakers. We must have a glitch. So anyway, talk to me at noon at noon Pacific tomorrow about the Lakers. I mean, let's talk to me. Yeah. Talk to me then. I will tell you this, since we're on the Lakers now, I will tell you this. The Pelicans made a trade to get Markieff Morris. What the hell they need Markieff Morris for? I have no idea. I don't know what they need Markieff Morris for unless they plan on moving Anthony Davis. The big news around Anthony Davis is that things have really gone bad and they've gone south really fast with him and the Pelicans. And it really seems at this point like Demps is just playing he's just playing games. He's being selfish. He's playing games. And I think that he's paranoid to be the guy that traded Anthony Davis, thinking he'll get fired for that. But I think he's going to end up getting fired because he didn't get anything in return for Anthony Davis. So I think the guy's he needs to make a trade. They went out and they got Markieff Morris. Why they need him, I don't know if they're going to keep. They've got Randall. Kenrick Williams has played unreal, and the guy's he's like a Zubac with the Lakers, right? Like, I mean, we all say Zubac should play. The guy's talented. Kenrick Williams, I mean, the guy's put up great numbers in the last 5 games. So what they need Markieff Morris for, I have no idea unless they're going to trade him. But Anthony Davis is now saying that the Pelicans are saying they're going to shut Anthony Davis down if he's not moved tomorrow. And Anthony Davis also, news broke that he was cleared to play yesterday against the Pacers. Was that yesterday or the day before? Against the Pacers, and they held him out. He was cleared to play, and he tried to suit up and play. They told him, no, you're not playing. So yeah. I don't know what's going on. Anthony Davis is now saying he's going to file a grievance against the Pelicans. it's gone bad fast. So if they don't move him, it's going to get even uglier. I don't know what the Pelicans are doing, man.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. So, hey, let's jump into this game and go ahead and get us started with the Lakers side of things.
I can't tell you. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? I don't.
Okay. Well,
talk to me tomorrow at noon, and
okay. So let's say one thing. Okay, LeBron had 10.3. He's expected to play tomorrow. Yeah, good play. Hey, we know he's gonna be there.
Look, if nothing happens, the Lakers make no moves and their roster stays intact the way it is. I honestly think that you can play the narrative of Rajon Rondo. For a couple of reasons. He was so pissed off, and Rajon Rondo is the number one reason why Isaiah Thomas didn't get his little tribute video when he came back to Boston. You remember that?
Yeah,
Rajon Rondo was so mad about that, right? So there's a couple of guys that you can look at over the years that are real Celtics. Paul Pierce, he's a Celtic, right? The old guys, they're Celtics. Rajon Rondo is still a Celtic, man, and I think there's a lot of pride for him to go back in this building and play, and I think you can play the narrative because of that. He's going to play well tomorrow if in fact, he's on this team. That remains to be seen, but I would play Rondo, and I'll play LeBron at 10-3. LeBron's last game, what was it, 37 fantasy points or 38 fantasy points? He didn't play the fourth quarter. They got their doors blown off. He still got you 38. The first game back from injury against the Clippers, he almost got a triple-double. 10-3 is a very fair price for LeBron. He's the one guy that we can say we know is going to be there, and you can play LeBron.
Yeah, for sure. So on the Boston side of things, I mean, we know Kyrie's going to be back. He said he's going to play. I think that Marcus Morris is going to be back as well. He was out last game. Let me just check on that really quick. 1 second. Sorry, my computer's taking forever. But I do think that Marcus Morris – yeah, so he will play Thursday. He's going to be back. So the only guy that is out is Baines and Williams, who are guys that really don't matter. They're more bench guys. So hey, we're right back to the regular Boston guys. I mean, you got Kyrie, 10.4 going against LeBron. I definitely think he's in play. He should have a really, really good game at home. He's going to wake up and be ready for this game. So I definitely think Kyrie Irving is in play. But hey, with him back, I mean, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, they're going to go back to kind of sharing minutes. I probably would definitely go Marcus Smart if I had to choose between them two, just because he's the starter and he's always going to pretty much get his 30 minutes. Small forward, I mean, Gordon Hayward, he had a really good game last game, but don't chase that game. There was a bunch of guys out, so no thank you on that. Jason Tatum, 6,800. I definitely think that you can look at him. He's more of a GPP play for me, though, at this price tag. Marcus Morris, 5.3, fair price tag. And you got Al Horford. We've been talking about it. This guy, he's looking like he's really, really fresh right now. One thing I do want to mention, though, is, sinners haven't been doing the absolute best against the Lakers. We were just talking about that yesterday. But Horford, I mean, the way he passes, and he's a really good defender, 7,500, I think, is a fair price tag. And that's really it for me.
You mean sinners are doing really good against the Lakers, right?
Sinners are doing really good?
Yeah.
I thought they weren't doing really good.
No, bro, I was the biggest Miles Turner proponent yesterday in the world. The guy got 39 fantasy points.
You're right. I forgot. We were looking at somebody and they weren't doing good. Yeah, you're right. That's right. Turner went off yesterday.
And I was big on Boogie, and I kept saying Boogie's going to get his, and he's still, I mean, I look, Al Horford's a good play tomorrow, I think.
Yeah. Hey, he's playing well for sure. So, yeah, man. Hey, I'm ready to move on. Next game we're going to go with is going to be the San Antonio Spurs going into Portland to face the Trailblazers. The only game that we have over/under on, which is 227.5, and Portland favored by 5 in this one.
I don't know, dude. What do you want me to tell you here? LaMarcus Aldridge and DeMar DeRozan are going to play tomorrow? I don't know if they're going to play tomorrow. They're sitting out the first half of a back-to-back because they don't want to get crushed by the Warriors. So now all of a sudden they're going to – I don't know. If they play –
I think they're both going to play tomorrow for sure.
If they play right, you have to like both of them. It's a very fair price for DeRozan at 7.9. It's a very fair price for Aldridge at 8.5 going back into Portland where he grew up. He's always done well against Portland. I actually took a tournament down 2 years ago with Aldridge back in Portland playing that narrative. I like to play narratives, and it's a narrative I'll play again if he's going to play tomorrow. I'd look for him to go in there and ball out. Outside of those guys, Rudy Gay, good play, still at 6,000. Didn't like him tonight. If they're going to have a full complement of players, one stat, they're now 21-10 in their last 31 games, but they have the third best record in the league over the last 30 games, and that's San Antonio Spurs. They're a good basketball team when everybody's playing. They move the ball well. They have a decent bench with Mills and Pirtle and these other guys. I like DeRozan at 7.9. I think it's a very fair price, late night exposure. And again, Aldridge and Gay right there with it.
Yeah, I mean, Portland, I like three guys. I really only like two guys. I think Damian Lillard.
Hey, bro, I'm going to interrupt you. When the hell did Kyrie play defense?
What do you mean?
I'm just reading the comments. One of the comments is Rondo with Kyrie defense, not sure. When did Kyrie start playing defense?
Yeah. I don't know, man. That's a good question right there. But yeah, no. So on the Trailblazer side of things, one thing I do want to say, CJ McCollum, I think that he's overpriced, $7,500. I'd rather pay the extra $400 for DeMar DeRozan. DeRozan he's been dropping a lot of dimes. He's getting rebounds. I definitely would rather go DeRozan over McCollum at the price point. Damian Lillard is a guy I definitely could get behind, 9,600. You need about 47 for him to hit value. Spurs, they're down to Forbes, Patty Mills as the point guards. There's nobody really scaring me on the defensive side that can really guard Lillard. I like him in this spot. I definitely think he probably is going to be my favorite play. And I like Nurkic also. Nurkic prices went down, and Aldridge, he's not a guy that could do anything against Nurkic. So I think this is a good spot for Nurkic. Nurkic and Lillard are my favorite two guys. I definitely think you could pay up for both of them, probably a little bit more GPPs. And I know that you like the guy Harkless. He's due for a good game. 3,700. You can use him as a punt play, but for me, I'm just personally not really into him. In tomorrow.
Yeah, one thing I'll quickly note is the last 3 times Kyrie has played, point guards are plus 7.6 over their average fantasy points.
Okay, so there you go, right there. All right, so you got any final thoughts on tomorrow? You ready to get up out of here, man?
Just don't do anything. Don't build lineups tomorrow. If you're on the West Coast, don't build them at 10 o'clock in the morning and then don't check them again. Make sure you pay attention to the trade deadline, 3 o'clock Eastern. That's all I really got to say, man. It's going to be an interesting morning. There will probably be a ton of small trades as teams try to get under the salary cap, or you look at teams like Washington is making moves so they're not a repeat offender of the salary cap and don't get taxed again, and that's why they dumped Porter. And that's a weird deal to me. Look for the Bulls. We talked about last night. The Bulls were looking to trade Jabari Parker to the Lakers. That may have been too early with the Lakers still trying to make Anthony Davis thing happen, but they're dumping salary. So look for a lot of that stuff to go down tomorrow too. A lot of teams that they don't want to be offenders of the salary cap and get taxed, or a repeat offender and get the extra penalty. They'll be the teams that make trades tomorrow. One other quick thing. I don't know if you saw this, bro, but I wanted to ask you what you thought about it. You've seen all of the LeVar Ball talk about Lonzo?
Nah, just that he want to go to Phoenix if he gets traded or something.
Yeah, so there's a rumor that I've heard now that the Lakers are trying to make a 3-way deal with Phoenix to get Anthony Davis, which would send Lonzo Ball to Phoenix and would give extra draft picks to New Orleans. That's if there's hope for Laker fans to get Anthony Davis tomorrow, it's with a deal like that where they can get extra draft picks to go to New Orleans, get a third team involved, and that's kind of but I want to see what you thought, if you heard anything about that.
Yeah, no, I haven't. Hey, I'm looking forward to tomorrow, though, man. I think it's going to be an exciting morning for sure. So, hey, man, I think that's about all we got for you guys tonight. Just kind of early look at tomorrow's slate. We will be back tomorrow, with our NBA core play videos. We'll try to get you an NBA live or actual. Maybe we'll do like a special edition trade deadline or something like that tomorrow. So hey, make sure you have those notifications turned on. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss anything that we have going on. If you want to play the actual lineups that we're playing every single night, or you want to, have some fun with the optimizer, make sure to check out the site, dfscheatsheet.com. And hey, that's all that we got for you guys, man. So if we don't talk to you before then, hey, good luck on your guys' contest tomorrow. Peace out.